Hi, this is Lena from Bespoke Craft Design. I'm back with a bit more to my autumn video with my papers. I was putting my papers together, so this is how I've chose them. I decided to use an Edith Holden as the front of the signature. This again is my backing papers. Now I do like that, and I don't think that's too vibrant. I like that. Just some coffee dyed. This again is one of the older kits, and this is where I was edging this just to get rid of that. That again is one of my backings with the autumnal colours, and I like how that picks that up, so that's fine. It's just that I've got a lot of the same papers because I've put all my papers in together, and that's what I've done. Now this is the one that is very, very vibrant. It's got some gold in it. I quite like it, but I want to do something with it. And I'm not quite sure what. Lots of detail in the background. Do I just put a bit of gesso on there? And this is a fresh gesso. I've got another one, but the lid is completely stuck on it. I didn't want to waste time going and putting it. I just put it under the hot water and it works a treat, but I didn't want to do that just at the minute. So what I don't want to do, I don't want to forget where I'm going to put it, so I'm just going to move these papers out of the way because and I've just literally got a bit on my hands. I'm just making sure you can see. That's it. I'm going to have to mount my table up again, so I'll get it just... So I'm just going to literally just get some bits off my hands first, because I had a bit on my fingers in the wrong places. It's going to be on my fingers again in a minute, but... do I just want to... Let me just have a look. I might just put a bit on here. Let's just do that. This is just a piece of plastic from a card. I always keep them because they come in handy for all sorts. So I'm just going to... And then I'm just going to transfer that onto there. Like that. See what that does. It has taken away. It's actually the gesso's become a little bit pink because the colours are so vibrant from the printer. It has picked it up a little bit and it's made the gesso a bit pink. I just want to do that again because I do want a bit more. I don't want it in such a clump though. So I was just going to see if I can pull that off a little bit. I didn't want such a big clump there. Yeah, quite like that. It's just, will just hopefully. So I'm just going to go up this side. And just do a little bit. And then a little bit there. And just sort of, yeah, I think that's not quite so in your face. Hopefully that's not quite so in your face. Then I'm just going to dab if there's anywhere that I just think needs to be a little bit less vibrant. I'll just do it with my... That's all I wanted to do, just sort of... I don't want to not use them, but at the same time I just felt they, although there were all the lovely autumny colours, I just, you know, they just clashed a little bit, and I just thought, well actually there's something I can do with that. There must be something I can do just to... Well, let's see if proof's in the pudding. Let's see if that actually works better. I don't actually have my gesso. That's probably a lesson learned, to keep a pot of gesso in here, because I do most of my gessoing down in my other room, and because I've rejigged my room a little bit. Yeah, that's sort of dryish. I mean, it's only been, I've only done a very thin layer of gesso. I've not done a lot. I won't stick the pages down together too much yet. So I do actually like that better. I still think it's a very vibrant page, but I'm using it. I love the autumn colours. It's got the autumn colours in. I've put a strip on here. This is where I'd got a white band going across the bottom. So I like that. So that's that one. I always put a bit of plastic in if I'm going to be working with anything, gluing, sticking, especially if I'm working in the pages like this. And, you know, I don't pretend to be a professional, but I just love what I do. Absolutely love what I do. So let's have a bit of this off. It's just this is just a coffee dyed napkin, but it looks like it's been leaning on something with a bit of blue and green in. So I think I might just do that. I'm not doing it on there. I'm just bending it across just to see which bits I want, just so I can see where I want it. I want it there like that. I'm not going across the other side with it. I don't think I am. That wasn't my intention. I do actually like that, but I'm not doing that. No, just gonna tear this down here just to give me a bit of an idea what I want. And that is going on there. Do I actually like that before I go any further? I've got too much going on there. Probably a bit less than that actually. But I do like that with that. And then this background's blended in. I like that. I do like that a lot better. So let's have a little bit less than this then. Let's just tear this down a little bit more. Won't go to waste. And I think I'm just going to put that there in that corner. Right, so this way around. My glue, I left my glue lid off last night. You know, my little bobbly bit I left off. So I've taken the full metal cap off. So this might be a little bit too much using out at once, but hopefully I can try to. It's coming out of here, but it won't come out of that because it's all got glued up, dried up and glued up, so I need to get it under the hot tap. So I'm just sharing my experiences. I don't do tutorials. This is nothing well, you'll have seen a lot more professional people doing this than me. It's just how I do it. I'm just sharing a process and sharing what I do. Maybe all wrong. Maybe you can all think of a much better way to do it. But then sometimes it's good to watch people that just enjoy what they do. I hope. Maybe not. I haven't got many subscribers at the minute, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm still going to keep going because I just love it so much. So hopefully people will watch me eventually if I ever come up on anybody's suggestions. I've got 1 or 2 lovely subscribers, and you know, Instagram's great because you know they support each other, and I've found that, you know, I've found people through Instagram and supported them, and, you know, they've returned the favour and vice versa. And, you know, there's so many people doing it now. Yeah, so I think that's enough on there. I will trim that a little bit down. So I'm using all this bit as a lid at the minute because, as I say, I've messed my glue up. So I'm only working, I'll just bend that in half. I'm only working on this side. And what I thought I might do on this, I've got some autumn bits on the bottom of this, and I've got this here, so I want it to stay autumny, but I fancy putting some poppies on. Now I know that looks like it's going to be even more in your face, and it probably is, but they look so different when they're, oh, that's pretty hot, when they've been broken down. So I'm just going to, is that, oh, that's already broken off. Look, that's good. It's already come off. I tend to keep them all together and just break off the piece I want. I'm just going to pull this. I'm sorry if I'm sniffing. I've got a cold. Just an ordinary cold, nothing else, just a cold. I've just started with a bit of a cold, and I'm just feeling a bit heady and got a bit of a sore throat. No temperature, nothing else, just a bit of a sore throat, a bit of a sniffle. So I do like the look of this. I don't like the edging on it, so I'm just going to cut this off. Because I like some pages that, you know, they just give you interest. You don't have to do anything else with them. And I quite like this background as it is. It is very busy, but as I've said before, I like busy. And I think when you've made the background yourself, when you've been doing something, you've made the background yourself, you maybe appreciate it more than if you was giving it to somebody else. Maybe somebody else would look at it and think, it's a bit busy for me. But I appreciate it because I remember the fun I had doing it. And I know how good it was when I was doing it and how much I enjoyed it. So I'm just looking at how I want this. Do I want one of those down there just to take this off? I don't like the straight edge, so as we often say, we don't like straight edges and things, and I don't particularly want the straight edge here, so I'm just trying to take a little bit of this off. A bit fiddly to do this. Oh dear. So we had a lovely day in a city not far from us, which is Hull's, very near to us, and well, near to us, it's about 40 miles from us, I think. It's not that near, but a decent drive away, you know, nothing major. And we had a ride there yesterday to look at some wedding dresses. And so they've put the wedding back a year because they hadn't got the we'd got everything booked in the place where we wanted it, but we hadn't got the registrar booked, and then we couldn't get the date we wanted due to everybody moving the weddings through COVID, so we've had to go back a year to get the weekend we wanted, because the place that we're having the wedding, they only do one wedding a month. So if you miss that slot, that's it, and they wanted it, you know, a particular date. So we went to the following year and they hadn't got anything in for that year, but obviously it wasn't the exact date because it was a year on, but we got as near as we could. Right, so I always just glue these down, but we've still decided that we'll look at wedding dresses now, because then I think it gives you an idea of, you know, where the rest of the wedding's going and what you want, because you can work it round your style of your dress, because she had no idea. She knew what she liked, but the one that she tried on that she thought she would love, she hated it on her. Well, it didn't do any justice at all. It didn't enhance her at all. And the one that she thought that she's seen on other people and thought how beautiful it was, that won't be any good for me, Mum. It was lovely. So we were all there, a future in-laws, a future sister-in-law and a future mother-in-law and myself. We had a lovely, lovely day. We couldn't go anywhere out for a meal, so we went back to mother-in-law's home, and we had an afternoon tea. It was beautiful, all laid on. I just had to sit there and eat. It was lovely, really spoilt. Yeah, so I quite like that, even though that is busy and it's bringing the poppies through. I think it looks quite nice. I'm just going to get rid of these bits because, oh, I'm not, because my bag of bits is getting ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. My bit bag. But I do like that, and I just thought we had to have a bit of poppy going on. Just a bit of poppy. I can't find, oh, here. Oh, gosh. Another napkin that I've got is just a little bit of newspaper print. I think we might have a bit of this. Let's pull a bit of that in. Let's have a look. Oh, excuse me, that is my tummy rumbling. For goodness sake. Yeah, I'm going to put that there, I think. So I'm just going to tear that bit off. It's a bit broken, this, but it'll be alright once it gets the glue on it. Right, I'm hoping I'm in camera. You can see me. I'm trying to keep my plastic underneath as well, so I don't glue anything together. Yeah, so I'm just going to put that down there. I do this, and then you can go over the top with Mod Podge, or there's different mediums you can get. I'm actually using today, because I've got a little pot of it in here, and my Mod Podge is in my other room. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that, how that's looking. Oh, I'm just trying to make sure I can actually get this in. I'm messing about trying to make sure I'm looking at the little, yeah, making sure I've got that in. Right, so I want another piece of that there. That's just got a bit of bit of paper with the word news on it, so I'll have that in there. And as I say, if you don't stick all the way down, you are going to go over the top of it. But I like that. And then I just want something at the top. What do I want at the top? Have we got anything else? We've got this. Oh dear me, I'll have to get something to eat. Yeah, so I'll go with this opening session. I'm going to put that, I don't want all that, I'm just going to tear a bit off. Have that up on this top. And then when you start to put your whatever medium you're going to put over the top, as I say, My medium of choice is usually Mod Podge, watered down, but I had a bit of this, and it's a tiny little tube, tiny little bottle of this multi-medium matte, and it's like a glaze thing, I think. That was a glue, but I think it works sort of like a glaze, so I'm just going to try a bit of this over it, just because it's what I've got here. It's what I've got to hand. But it dries really, really quickly, so you have to work quite fast, and I'm using my finger, not using a brush, because if I'd arranged this before I sat down, I'd have brought everything in, but when I'm set up down there, I could have done it down there, but at the moment things are still a mess. We're getting there. It's not so much my craft room's a mess, it's everywhere else is a mess, and I'm having to put stuff from the kitchen and the bathroom in my utility room, and it is the the entrance to my garden through my utility room where my dustbins and things are, so at the moment while they're working they're in and out there, and as I find people tend to do, they tend to, it's not so much, it isn't the workmen, they've been really good, but like when my friend comes or my daughter comes, if she's putting something on my top, it might be something wet or something like a bowl or something, she puts it straight on top of whatever craft work I've got on there, because it doesn't look like anything to anybody else, it just looks like a load of papers with a splash of paint on or what have you. And they don't realise it's something quite, something that we think's really wonderful. Yeah, so I really like that. So just another way to get rid of this background. Still use it, but just to take that busyness off a bit, or it still made it busy, but it's just taken that away. So what I'm just going to bring back, so when I do fill it, obviously there'll be other papers in between, so these won't be side by side, but that one there will be like that. And this one, I actually like the poppy page better personally. I like that. I still think this needs something else. I don't know what. What about a bit of stamping on that side? I think if we put a bit of text or a bit of stamping on it, could do, couldn't we? I haven't got any poppy. I've got some flowers, but I haven't got any poppy stamps. What have I got? Oh, I've got some good old text that I could use. That's not really a poppy. I've got one of these. I've got one of these all over stamps. Oh, I don't know about that. Might be a little bit too much. So look, I've got a flower stamp there. Let's have a look and see. Let's have a look. See what I fancy doing with that. So we'll have a bit of text first. I'm going to have a bit up there first. And bearing in mind the pocket's going to go here, let's just have a look, that's going to go there. So I want a bit of that there, and a bit there. That's it, I like that. And I am actually just going to put a bit of that there. Yeah, I like that. Again, never know when to stop. So I am going to just put that there, so this flower peeps out a little bit. Yep, I quite like that. And then I just just want this going off the page a bit. I don't want a full one. Where's my plastic? There's my plastic. There we go. And then just a bit more there. That's not a full one. Right. I'm in danger of keeping going here, so I'm just going to see. Yeah, I like that. It's just pushed that into the background a bit more, and we've just got a bit more focus on this top, which is what I wanted. I love this one. Absolutely love that. That page will just stay as it is. I mean, once this is dried and it's a glaze, I mean, obviously I can put my other pages in, but I'm just going to leave this to dry first. But that does look wonderful, and I love how the gesso underneath has made all the sort of feathery patterns, and I think that has just changed that. So you can always do something. I mean, you know, there's loads of videos out there showing you how to do it, and people are a lot more expert than me, but I think it just depends on your page and what you've got in the background, and there's always ways to do something. So always give it a go. Even if you don't use it in a journal, it's experience, and it's just, you know, it's just good to have a go. But I really like that. That will be in this journal. So that's it for this video. Just want to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back to you shortly. So bye for now. Keep safe, and I'll be back to you soon. Bye.